Hey guys, welcome back to A plus Cubing, and today I'm going to teach you how to solve a 2x2 using the Ortega method. This method has 12 algorithms in total, 7 OLL and 5 PBL. So it's not that much, but it might take a while to learn. It is required that you at least know how to solve the 2x2 using a beginner's method. First step in the Ortega method is to solve one side, and for this video we'll be using white as an example. First, I like to look if there's any pairs of white. And we don't have any right now, but I can easily make one by just moving this side up here and having a pair. Next, we see if we can easily move one piece to make an L. And you all want to do this on the bottom side. And then the last white piece is right over here. And if I know I move it over here, and I just move the side up, I can easily just solve the white side. There's 3 different places the white could be located, either here, here, or here. And it has to be above this open slot right here. If it is right here, you can do a U, R, U prime, R prime, and that will insert the white to finish the first side. The second outcome is when the white is over here on the right side, and you can easily insert the white by just doing an R, U, R prime. Last outcome is when the white faces up, and what you want to do, you move it to one of the sides, do an R2 to match these up together, do a U prime, and bring it down to solve the white side. This video won't go too in-depth, but it'll show you all the cases and how to recognize them. Next step is OLL, and that is when you flip from the already solved side and solve the opposite side. And in that case, the opposite of white is yellow, and for this permutation is when we have 2 headlights on the top and on the left side. And for that, you do face, R, U, R prime, U prime, face prime. And that solves the yellow side. OLL case is when you have 2 headlights on the top and 2 singular blocks on the side. And the moves that you do are R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, face, R, face prime. And that solves the yellow side. Next OLL case is when there's 2 diagonal pieces on the top layer. And the way I recognize this is when there's a piece on this top layer that's facing me. And it's on the left side. And the moves for this is face, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, face prime. And I just got a PBL skip, but that's how you solve the opposite side. The next OLL case is when there's 1 yellow tile facing up and the rest are on the top layer. And this one's called anti-soon. And that's when you put the one facing up on the top right hand corner and you do these moves. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. That will solve the yellow side. The next OLL case is called soon, and that is when there's 1 yellow tile facing up and the rest are on the top layer. And the real way to differentiate is if a yellow tile that's on the top layer is to the left or right of the one facing up. So it would be anti-soon if there was a yellow tile right here, but it's soon because there's a yellow tile right here. And the algorithms for this are R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, and then R prime, and that will solve the yellow side. The next OLL case is really easy to recognize because there's no yellow tiles facing up, and this is when there's 2 headlights on the left side and 2 facing outwards on the right side, and the algorithms for these are face, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, and face prime, and that will solve the yellow side. Final OLL case is when there's 2 headlights facing you and facing outwards, and there's no yellow tiles on the top. And the algorithms for these are R2, U2, R prime, U2, and R2. And that will solve the yellow side. These PBLs will be hard to grasp at first, but I'm just going to explain how I recognize these. First PBL is basically a T-perm from the 3x3, and when you're essentially just switching these 2 blocks to solve the whole cube. And the algorithm for this is R, U, R prime, U prime, R prime, face, R2, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U, L prime, face prime. And that will solve the cube. The next PBL case is when you're switching the top left and the bottom right hand corners. And it should be oriented like this. And the moves for this are R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F2, U prime, R, U, R prime, D, R2, and that will solve the cube. Now the next 3 PBL cases are really hard to explain, but I'm just going to show you how I recognize them. And this is when you have just 2 bars on the top and bottom row, just those two bars. And what you want to do, you want to put them on top of each other, and you want to follow these algorithms. R2, U prime, B2, U2, R2, U prime, R2, and you're just going to have to align the layers so that it will solve the cube. The next case is when you only have one bar out of all the sides, and you want to put that on the top. And you want to make an L, and make sure that the L is like this and not like this. And you want to put the opposite color, which is green, blue, in the bottom left hand corner, and you want to follow these algorithms. R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime. And that will solve the cube. I'm just going to do it one more time, but with different sides so you can really understand. You see, this time we only have a red bar, and you know the opposite of red is orange, and you want to put that in the bottom left hand corner and have an L, and you want to go R, U prime, R, F2, R prime, U, R prime, and that will solve the whole cube. The last PBL case is really easy to recognize because it's just one big checker pattern with opposites, and the way I like to solve it is when I line it up like this, where we have opposite bars, and all you have to do is follow these algorithms, R2, F2, and R2. That will solve the cube, and that's probably the easiest PBL out there. Do one example solve, but I'm going to have a whole video of example solves explaining how to solve using Ortega, but I'm just going to solve the white side right now. I hope this video has helped you a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.